Hi, I'm Duck, and I want to teach you how to create a function move liner and how to create an elevator with using the entity. Okay, right now I want to create the base of an elevator. I don't want it too big. Okay, you see I have my base right here. Now I want to add like little tiny steps that would go up to it. And I believe my step size, I want to make it 16 units. So that way it won't be a big step for them to climb up on. Okay. See over here I have my steps. But I want my steps to be here, so I just want this to act like an elevator. Okay. Now I'm going to add the sides of this elevator, which is very easy. I just pretty much resize the sides, and and the player unit size is 72 inches, which means that the person is 6 foot. So you want your elevator to be taller than 76 inches. So I'll make mine 112 tall, and I'd add more, or I'd pretty much copy and paste the wall. I'd hold down the shift key, left mouse button, and drag to where I want it to be. Let go of the left mouse button, and then let go of the shift key. As you see, I pretty much copied both walls. Alright, now I'm going to create the back wall. Like that. Okay. Just moving just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to add the top, or the ceiling of my elevator. Right click, create object, and there we go. Now I'm going to have to select more than one object here. So when I hold down the control button, hold this down, and with the selection tool selected, I'll select more than one object here, which this right here will be my elevator. Now with all these selected, I want to hit down Control E, or Control T I mean, which is a control to entity shortcut key, or you can right click and go to tie to entity, but for right now just hit Control T. As you can see, I have a list, or a window that pops up here. For the class, I'm going to type in function move liner, like that, and I want to give it a name, elevator. I'd click apply. This right now is a function move liner, but I have to fix up its key values. Okay, so I have a different list of key values, don't need to worry about that. For the move direction, which way you want it to go, for right now I want it to go up. So that way whenever it's first, like you press a button, it'll go up. Now your start position, your speed, you don't want it to go too fast, so we want it to go probably about 75 units per second. 75 inches per second, I presume. Which means it's close to it's over 6 feet per second. That ain't too fast, is it? Okay. Your block damage, pretty much how much damage, if it's blocked, it'll presume damage and stuff. You don't need to worry about that. But for right now, we're just going to pretty much do all this so far. Okay, now I'm going to add a button for this elevator to operate. So I'd browse for textures. I'll find a stand for my button to stand on. I can pretty much choose something else in here. It doesn't really need to be too fancy, but I'm just going to create something like this. So that way, whenever you press this button right here, your elevator will go up, which I'll show you how to create the buttons. I'll browse for texture over here, and I'll find a different texture such as button. So I have a different list of button textures. I want to click on this one right here. Now I'd have to resize this. So I'm going to lower my grid size. Alright. Okay, well, you can pretty much edit how you want your button to look like, but that's going to be my button for right now. So we'll make sure this is selected, hit down Control T, tied to entity. Okay, you should have my entity window pop up. For the class, I'm going to type in FUNC button. This right now would be a button. However, we need to straighten up this button where it won't move at all. So whenever you go up to it and press the E button, or however you have your activate button set, this button won't move. Okay. The class info, I want to give this button a name, elevator button. Your triggers or your names and stuff cannot have spaces in them, so you can pretty much use spaces for underscores or something like that. But for right now, that's what I'm going to use. This other stuff you don't need to worry about. But this elevator, let's say if I wanted to, hold on. Let's say if I want the elevator to go up so far. Okay, I'm going to fix this elevator where it will go up and actually go up to that point. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to pretty much measure of how far I need to go. So I'm going to measure from this point to the bottom of this point, and I believe it's 104 units tall. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to double click on that. For the moving distance, I'm going to put down 704, and it will go up 704 units. And I'll click apply. So this right now will go up to 704 units, but now I need to activate this. Let's see. I need to double click on the buttons. See, I have my window pop up here. For my outputs, I want to type or add an output. I'll click on add. This will add different triggers for this button to emit to make this elevator go up. So I'm going to click on add. For my output name, when I put on pressed. So whenever you press this button for the elevator, it will pretty much open this elevator, which means it will go up. So I'd click apply. Okay. Also, I'm going to add another entity. I believe on pressed my elevator. I don't want it to close, but I'm going to add some delay time in this. So that way, whenever you press this button, it will go up to where you want it to be. And let's see, another 7.00 seconds later, it will go back down. Okay. So that's how you would make this to go up, and it'll close whenever you press it again to go down. That's pretty much how you make an elevator, or the easy way. There's also ways that you can make elevators. You can use function track trains, different things like that. I've actually used a door once to actually make an elevator, but it didn't work out too well until I learned function move liners. But that's pretty much how you can make an elevator.